Hi, I'm Tommy with RCX News.
Hey, I'm Travis with Checkpoint Ahead.
The bunch of great books came out this week. We've got a ton of stuff from Secret Wars, Spider Island. We've got Ultimate End. From DC, we've got Detective, which has been excellent. Come back in just a minute and find out what our picks of the week are.
Hey guys, so we read a lot of books this week. I personally read a lot of Marvel books. First one I wanted to talk about was Guardians of Nowhere. It's issue number 2 by Brian Michael Bendis and Mike Deodato Jr. This one I thought was really cool, just because the Guardians, in my opinion, don't have a lot of villains that they call their own. They share a lot with the Avengers or whoever. With this one, it kind of seems like they're building up a big villain for the Guardians, so I thought that was really cool. Not just that, Mike Deodato Jr., amazing artist, so it looked great. And a lot of cool surprises, a lot of characters popped up, so really enjoyed that one, and yeah, I think you guys should check it out.
I also read a lot of Marvel books, but first I want to talk about This Damn Band. It's basically if the Beatles, during the height of debauchery, suddenly made a deal with the devil. It's, no big deal.
Whatever.
It's out from Dark Horse. It's Paul Cornell, so it's absolutely insane. It's a pretty fun read, especially if you're a lover of music and the nonsense that goes on behind the scenes.
Awesome, yeah. Other than Guardians of Nowhere, also read Amazing Spider-Man: Renew Your Vows. That's by Dan Slott and Adam Kubert. This one is kind of taking place in a domain where Peter Parker and Mary Jane still, remain married. They have a kid. The domain is ruled by this guy named Regent. All the superheroes are pretty much gone. He has taken all their powers. So in this one, it's really cool. You really get to see Peter's sense of responsibility come into play a lot.
Thank God we've never seen that before.
Yeah, exactly. In this case, probably even more so than we've ever seen, because he has the kid now, so that's a whole another level to that. Great art, a lot of cool villains in this one, a lot of villains, period, in this one, and yeah, I can't wait to see where the story goes.
For those of you who are fans of old school comics, Dynamite has resurrected the Spirit. This is the second issue. Matt Wagner, who a lot of people know from Grendel, is writing the best Spirit story in a while. The odd thing about it is there's no Spirit. He's dead and gone. So his sidekicks are on a quest to find out exactly what happened to him. So they're bringing up all the classic villains and just going down a whole lot of roads that are super fun. If you enjoyed The Spirit at any time, I highly recommend picking it up.
Other than that, yeah, another good book. I actually haven't read this one yet, but I'm going to talk about it just because I've read the other two. Giant Size Little Avengers vs. X-Men. It's great. Anybody who's familiar with the Scotty Young baby covers, it's basically that, but a whole comic about it. And it's got the Avengers, it's got the X-Men, it's got some Guardians. Like I said, haven't read number 3, but if it's anything like the first two, it's spectacular. A lot of Looney Tunes-esque humor, so it's really fun. And it's great for kids too, if anybody's looking for a good comic for their kids. So
I'm going to go in the opposite direction. This is not friendly for kids at all. And the fact that it's a Brian K. Vaughan book, and it is not my pick of the week, it's a big deal. We stand on guard number 2. We invaded Canada, and we blew them up, and this is the Insurgency. It's set a couple hundred years in the future, and it is beautiful. I cannot pronounce this gentleman's name, Steve Skroke. I'm not certain. I've heard it pronounced that way. But it's a great book. I highly recommend you pick it up, but keep it away from the little ones.
That actually sounds awesome. I love Brian K. Vaughan, so I might have to check that out myself. Other than that, this week, read Darth Vader from Marvel again. Darth Vader, in this case, by Kieran Gillen and Salvador Larroca, I believe. This one was kind of... I liked it. I didn't love it as much as how much I have been loving it, but it's kind of building up issue. But if you haven't been reading that, definitely check it out.
All right, and now we are here at our pick of the week. For me this week, Siege number 2. I know we've talked a lot about Secret Wars, but right now in comics, there really isn't a whole lot to talk about other than Secret Wars. This particular book I was excited about from day one, mostly because Leonardo da Vinci, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., is in the book. I don't know if you guys have read any of Hickman's older stuff, like Shield's Architect of Forever, you should stop right now and go get it. I'll wait. All right, you back? Okay. So this particular book, in Battleworld, there is the Wall, and it is called The Shield, and this is the book about the people on the Wall protecting the rest of Battleworld from zombies and evil robots and giant insects, and maybe some White Walkers. We don't know. We haven't seen them yet. But the thing about this book that I'm loving is that we have got an amalgamation of all the different areas of Battleworld, and they've all come together, and they're protecting the world from basically the unending horde of craziness that's going to eat them all, or turn them into robots, or both. So, what we learned in the first issue was that occasionally the hordes break through the wall, and then Doom shows up and snaps his fingers and everybody goes back, and for some reason he keeps these people on the wall doing these things. But that's not the important part. The important part is that these people are making real connections. It's written by Kieran Gillen, which I don't know if you guys are reading any of the other brilliant book Kieran Gillen is doing. The Loki, Agent of Asgard book, fantastic. We've got Abigail Brand, who is in charge of the Wall, and she's doing her best to keep the entire world from ending, which is incredibly difficult when people just get thrown on the wall for no reason. We've got, if you didn't read last week's Age of Apocalypse, or Age of Ultron versus Marvel Zombies, sorry, too many ages. So many ages. That is kind of a lead into this book. There's the end point in that book is sort of where we come in this. So I'm going to spoil a little bit for you. The Ultrons and the Marvel Zombies and the Annihilation Wave have all made a deal, so now we have insect zombie cyborgs that are coming to invade the wall.
Not fun.
Yeah, so the Shield's having a bad day. One thing we do get to see in this, which was one of the funnier gags, is that Ben Grimm is actually part of the Wall, not on the wall, but in the wall. And whenever they need a door opened, it's tunneling time. It's a lot of fun. So if you're enjoying Secret Wars at all and you're not picking up Siege, you are doing yourself a disservice. And that is my pick of the week.
Yeah, I actually have not read Siege yet. Just based on that alone, I really want to read it now. That sounds amazing. My pick, however, for this week, also a Secret Wars title. In this case, it's Infinity Gauntlet number 3. This is by Jerry Duggan and Dustin Weaver. I think Dustin Weaver and Jerry Duggan are actually co-writing it, and Dustin Weaver is drawing it. This is kind of just a really awesome post-apocalyptic tale, very different from the original Infinity Gauntlet. In this case, he follows a family of Novas, the mother, father, 2 daughters, and a grandpa. In it, Thanos is on the hunt for the Infinity Stones. In this case, he does have one of them. It's the Time Stone. So it kind of creates a Groundhog Day kind of fun, but not so much fun because Thanos is still there. So they're defending against these hordes of insects. This book really, it kind of takes place where the last one did, except it's a little different just because the Groundhog Day kind of thing. Really awesome book. A lot of cool characters. If you're a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a lot of cool variations on those characters, specifically Drax the Destroyer. I know he used to be a lot more powerful. The big purple suit kind of has a return to that in this. Really, really cool. And it's really cool seeing a family that's, a family really. We're following just a little girl really, and it's a lot different than following the various men that populate most titles. So, breath of fresh air there, and it's a very, very good book. So, highly recommend it.
I also enjoy the grandpa. He's quite fun.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention him because there's some cool stuff in there with the grandpa. So definitely check that out. And also, I don't want to forget, there's a dog. His name is Zigzag, and he's a Nova. And he just flies around, and he's ripping heads off of insects, and it's awesome. So that right there should be the go out and get it kind of thing. So enjoy.
All right, and now we have come to our weekly trivia portion of the program. So this week we have a all-new Captain America #1. It's a comic book legal defense fund variant by the Dodsons. And we're going to do pretty easy trivia for you this time. The question is, who is the person that founded the comic book legal defense fund? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take all the correct answers and put them in a bin, and then choose one at random. So give us an email at richmix@richmondcomics.com. It's RICHMIX@richmondcomics.com. There will be a link below. And just shoot me your answer and put Pick of the Week trivia in the subject.
Thanks for joining us.
And we'll see you next Wednesday.
All right.